With us, the head coach of the Cavaliers, Jamie Cluesman. UVA is looking for back-to-back wins Saturday as the Wolves of Newberry visit the Pryor Center. Coach, your team coming off a big win over your alma mater, Concord, on Monday. Got out to a big lead in that game, held on late, and one of your keys to victory came to the forefront, and that was the free throw line.
Yeah, finally got back to hitting the free throws. I guess we learned from our mistakes at Limestone that if we want to be successful down the stretch, we have to step up to the line and be confident in our shots. But I thought overall our play was pretty good. Concord is a team of runs, so we weathered their storm and we held on, made free throws when it counted, and came out with a win.
Two players that really stood out in that game, Sable Burnside, 14 points, Allie Fleener, 11 points, really a total team effort. You got in some foul trouble there in the second quarter, and some players that needed to come to the forefront came up big for you.
Yeah, it was a foul fest. It was one of the longest games I think I've been a part of without the game going into overtime. But yeah, those two players stepped up big along with the other players on the bench. But, that was a game that plays into Sable's style of play. There's a lot of motion, a lot of up tempo, but I felt like her shot selection and decision making was the best that it's been so far this year. So it was exciting to see her step up and be able to put 14 points on the board to help us win. She also did a lot of things on the defensive end that a lot of people probably didn't notice. She stuck to the scout, our defensive plan, and she was able to come up with some key stops for us as well. And then Allie came in; she was huge. She defended Abby really well. Came in, got a lot of offensive rebounds, created a lot of second chance opportunities for us. But Allie is strong. We knew that was a good matchup for her. And Allie's just now got to put it together and be consistent with it, because Allie could definitely help us every single game, but her mindset's got to be a little bit more consistent. She's got to stay focused and dialed in.
Seventh all-time meeting coming up between UVA and Newberry, and this series has been dominated by the team that plays at home. The road team is yet to win a game in this series. Talk about that a little bit and the benefit of playing this one at home.
It's a huge benefit playing at home. It's a long trip. So when we go down there, when they come up here, it's just hard for our players. We're not sleeping in our same beds and things like that, but we're just excited to have them at home the first go around. Their team makeup is a little bit different. Their actions are a little bit different than what they've ran in the past. But they still have a lot of key players, a lot of good players that can step up and put a lot of points on the board. So our hands will definitely be tied, and hopefully we can just keep the ball out of the paint and force them to beat us from the outside.
April Rummery Lamb comes in for Newberry, top 5 in the league in blocks. As a team, they lead the South Atlantic Conference with 4 blocks per game. Speak to us about that a little bit and maybe how you can use some of their aggressiveness to get back to that foul line.
Yeah, that's one of our keys. Another key is we're going to try to pull their bigs out a little bit, make them stretch and guard us on the perimeter a little bit. But also, if we can get 6'4", 6 foot out of the paint, it's going to open up a lot of things for some of the other players. So our post players are going to have to play a little inside and outside, a little bit more than they're accustomed to doing. But, those are things that we've been working on all week, and hopefully we can use that to our advantage.
Two teams here that meet, both averaging over 20 free throw attempts per game. We've talked a lot about the free throw line already, but this one could be decided at the charity stripe.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, they want to get the ball into their 6'4" player. They're very good at feeding the post, but they also have some guards that are very scrappy, can get downhill, but they do a great job of crashing the offensive boards. I think Gaither is averaging 4.7 offensive rebounds a game. So, that's where they pick up a lot of their free throw opportunities, is crashing the board. So we definitely have to check them before we release to go get the rebound. But yeah, we just have to stay disciplined, know our defensive rotations, and try to, like I said earlier, prevent those paint touches and be able to contest outside shots and just limit them to those single shots.
Coach, switching back to your team a little bit, I know it was more of an up-tempo game. Concord, pressed quite a bit in that game. But how much confidence do you feel it gave your team coming off that game? And that's the most points you all have scored all season.
Yeah, any win should give us confidence, but Concord, they just lost again, but they're a very good team. I feel like they're a team of runs. They can put up 7, 10 points in a blink of an eye. So, for us to, go into that game and come out with a win with that fast of a pace, it builds your confidence. And, when we can play fast and get those easy transition buckets, seeing layups go in, because we've struggled with some layups recently, that's going to build confidence to be able to extend our range. Anytime you see the ball go through the net, it's going to boost your confidence. But I felt like we took those high percentage shots early on that led to some of those like outside shots and getting us to the free throw line.
Coach, something I think maybe a lot of people forget or don't think about, they are student athletes. And this week was exam week, the semester's over. How big of a benefit is that now where you have a period of time here where they're not in class and that stress is off of them, at least until school starts back in January, and it can be more basketball focused here for the next few weeks?
Yeah, just being a former athlete, this is the best time of the year as a basketball player because, like you said, you don't have to worry about the stress of class. You get to sleep in your own bed, typically at least sleep in later than what you normally have slept in. Get to hang out with your best friends and create those lifetime memories. So I'm excited for them to have this downtime. They've put in a ton of work in the academic or on the academic side. So they deserve the break. So far, grades have been good, so that's exciting for a coach. But we're just going to treat it. I tell them we're going to treat you kind of like professional athletes. You get to sleep in, you get to eat, you get to come to practice or play a game and just do it all over again. So it's a fun time, and I hope they take advantage of it and just enjoy their time together.
Keys to victory against the Wolves.
Staying disciplined, like you said, averaging over 20 free throws a game, so we've got to prevent them from getting to the free throw line. I think rebounding is going to be a big key because we are definitely outsized against them, and limiting their paint touches, trying to force them to beat us from the outside.
Tip off 2 o'clock from the Pryor Center. You can watch it live on Flow Sports. Coach, thank you for your time and good luck.
Thank you.